What we tried to do in the toolkit is really honor the nature of what we call taking informed action. The way that we defined taking informed action in the C3 framework was a process. It wasn't just community service. We weren't having students act without being informed. So each of the inquiries goes through a 3-step process of understanding an issue, spending time researching it, fully understanding it, assessing that current issue, and then and only then acting.
I think the tasks, as well as taking informed action, put students in situations where they aren't just learning theoretically, but they're doing something with their knowledge. And I think in civics, we don't want students to just know, although that's an important part, but we also want them to do.
Students have opportunities for community service type projects, and a lot of schools and teachers would say that we're taking action, these are the things that we're doing. But what I see is kind of the missing link with that is that students may be bringing in coats or gloves and putting them into a bin in the front office of the school to be delivered. It's who are they going to and why do people need coats? That's the part that our students aren't quite understanding. And after you've spent time going through this process of inquiry in the social studies classroom, kids are compelled to do something. And they know where those gloves are going. They know who the kids are. And I think that that's a big part of what makes the taking informed action so important and so different than really anything that we've done in the past.
A sentence that shows that child labor has been a common practice in Kabul.
I'd say also carry heavy loads.
B, I think would be a close second.
Children under 18 cannot do dangerous jobs. That shows that they're having some respect for the law.
Right. I think this model definitely works, and their reaction at the end of today's lesson kind of really pulled it all together for me. How does it make you feel about you, Maya?
It makes me feel happy that I have what I have.
Makes you feel happy that you have what you have. So today we only got through the beginning of our inquiry into children's rights. And what's amazing to me is that the kids are already able to visualize how they could take informed action to help children make sure that their rights are not violated.
All right. Kelly, call on somebody else to give me another point. One topic that we discussed in class was government, and one of the taking informed action activities was for the students to think about an issue that they had in their town and to then research who their local legislatures were. And after they got that information, they had to then think of the action plan they wanted to put in place on how to help change that issue. So, for example, one student was concerned about how they felt about the gangs in the town, and they felt that there should be a mentoring program for students who might be at risk for joining gangs. And I had that student connect with the social worker and to come up with a program maybe that we could have in our school, and the student could be the lead on that. So there were a lot of great ideas that came out of that, and the framework allowed me to even take the steps to give those students the tools they needed to take it to the next level.
Kids are really naturally curious, and so the inquiry model feeds into that. One of the unique things I think about these inquiries really is that the inquiries eventually allow kids to come up with arguments and present those arguments and then take action, which really means that they can do something to make the world a better place based on what they've learned.
With the French Revolution inquiry, students answer the question, was the French Revolution successful? And they begin kind of delving back into the past, examining what were the social, political, economic issues that were happening in pre-revolutionary France, looking at the early stages. They look at the radicalization of the revolution, and then the rise of Napoleon. students, over the supporting questions and the tasks, begin to formulate an argument as they look at this sort of 10-year revolutionary period. So they look at a variety of sources in order to construct an argument with evidence that answers that question: was the French Revolution successful? Where the magic happens, in my mind, is in the taking informed action, where students take that experience of learning about a historical period and think about revolutions today, unfinished revolutions today, in which they examine a social revolution, a political revolution. So our hope is that they take this informed experience about the past and then to do something about it.
Well, let's think about what's going on in society. I want my students to be active citizens, and there are things in our society that do need to change or improve, and I want them to see in themselves that they can make that change, just like the people that we've been learning about. They can be that Martin Luther King, or they can be that Cesar Chavez. That's what I want them to know.
I feel like the thing that I would take from this class and use in my everyday life is the collective action, because with collective action, with a lot of people on my side, I actually have a say in things if I just fight for it.
I think kids have the right to make change.
Do you want to make change?
Totally.